It is the imminent and done deals right about here at the United chapter, as we definitely talk quite a lot. We are definitely heading into a big conversation. Definitely, we're going to be talking about who's signed for the club Manchester United, who's not signed for the club Manchester United, who is a rumor. Definitely, there is quite a lot going on with Manchester United, with the likes of Declan Rice, Mason Mount, Rasmus Højlund, Kylian Mbappé, Randal, Kolo, Muani, quite a lot. Declan Rice has already told you, Mason Greenwood, Mason Mount. The number is definitely quite big. We've got quite a lot to talk about today, and the transfers are definitely getting better every other day, with Manchester United trying to make sure that they can get better deals. Erik ten Hag saying he's not going to be left behind when clubs are shopping. He's going to also be doing the shopping. Anyway, I need to say hello first. Hello everyone, thank you for being part of the United chapter, and make your point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related, right about here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu KALS, as we definitely talk sports. And right about now, you definitely know that this is the fifth episode in the imminent and done deals right about here at the United chapter. Let's get the party started. We have quite a lot to talk about. We've got Randal, Kolo, Muani, we've got Rasmus Højlund, we've got Kylian Mbappé, Victor Osimhen, and then Declan Rice, Mason Greenwood, Harry Kane. A lot to talk about. Let's get the party started. Whom should we start with? Let me see. Let's start with Harry Kane. Okay. Let's start with Harry Kane. You will remember that Harry Kane is an English professional football player who's been playing quite well for the club Tottenham Hotspur. And we've got quite great news coming in from the club Manchester United, and also from Spurs, and also from the football player. So you will remember that Harry Kane has showed quite a lot of interest in joining the club Manchester United. Right about now as we speak, Harry Kane talked to a few people at Manchester United and said he is interested in a move to the club Manchester United, and hopes have definitely been very high. And the fact that Harry Kane has been a top target when the season was beginning, at the beginning of the season of the transfers, actually last month, even when the transfers had not yet begun, Manchester United's top target was Harry Kane. And Manchester United, Erik ten Hag said he needed Harry Kane. If Manchester United had 100 million spent, then they would spend it only on Harry Kane. That was a little bit crazy to know, but looking at Harry Kane's statistics, a man who scored 30 goals in the last season in 38 appearances and made also a big number of assists, definitely you can see why Erik ten Hag is a big fan of him. And you will remember that he's been saying that he's okay with a move to the club Manchester United. He wants a move to the club Manchester United. However, he's had a bit of conflicting loyalties with him being a big player in Tottenham Hotspur, a big figure in Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur is trying to make sure that they can keep him. However, Manchester United has come out and told him, said a few things about this transfer. Manchester United has told Harry Kane that he definitely needs to know where he is definitely going to be going. And things are definitely going on quite well for Harry Kane, because he's being hunted in there by Spurs and also by Manchester United. Harry Kane has to get decided. Manchester United came out and said they are definitely going for Harry Kane, but Harry Kane has to be in a position of understanding and knowing where he definitely needs to be. He needs to submit not a request but an order. And this is what Manchester United told Harry Kane. He needs to submit in an order to Tottenham Hotspur, because Manchester United cannot do that. Despite the fact that Manchester United is willing to pay quite a big amount of money for Harry Kane, let it be 100 million pounds, Manchester United is willing to pay that amount of money for Harry Kane. And then the fact that Manchester United is willing to pay a big amount of money for Harry Kane also needs to put a bit of pressure on Tottenham Hotspur. He needs to submit his request or his order and say, I need to leave Spurs. But before that, nothing is being done. But in his sort of responded to Manchester United's request, and Tottenham Hotspurs are still confident that they could be keeping Harry Kane for some time. I know for a football player like Harry Kane, who's managed to score 30 goals, I know Spurs isn't the best of clubs, but they've got a very good striker in there. They've got a magician. They've definitely got a big striker in there, and that is Harry Kane. And I can guarantee you that Spurs finished in the position it did finish in just because of Harry Kane. Harry Kane played quite a big impact, a big role in all this. In Spurs ending in the eighth position. Sorry. So Spurs had something like let me check. How many points did Spurs have? Spurs had where is it? It was in the 8th position, wasn't it? 60 points. Finished in the 8th position with 60 points. And 60 points, and then Spurs that is in 38 games, 60 points, 18 wins, 6 draws, and let me see where you Spurs 18 wins, 6 draws, and 14 losses. Definitely 60 points. And when you see Spurs getting 60 points and just one football player has 30 goals scored for them, definitely that is in a season, the whole season, he's managed to score. In a season, he's scored 30 goals. And Manchester United needs a top striker like that. Looking at the strikers that have been available for Manchester United, Wout is heading back to Besiktas, so could be going back to Burnley. We'll remember that Wout was loaned to Burnley. Burnley loaned Wout to Besiktas, and after that to Manchester United. We're not very sure about where he is going, where his next stop is, but what we are sure about is that Wout is not going to be playing for the club Manchester United come the next season. He's not going to be part of Manchester United. So you can definitely see that there is a big hole. There is a very big hole for Manchester United when it comes to the striking section. Definitely that shows you how Manchester United is desperate to get a big striker like Harry Kane. And both parties would be happy. I mean, if Harry Kane comes to Manchester United is looking at a big project and making sure that they can win a few trophies. Harry Kane needs a big number of trophies on his name, written his name, and he's aging, and he's now won quite a number of trophies. He's played for Tottenham Hotspur for quite a long period of time, and Spurs is not a club that always wins trophies. So definitely needs to get to a bigger club, and he's responded to the club Manchester United saying he's going to do everything in his own reach to make sure that he convinces Spurs so that they can definitely let him go. All he definitely needs to do is actually not even convincing Spurs. He needs to tell Spurs that I'm done with you, Spurs. I'm going to another club, and that is Manchester United. So Manchester United, as I've told you before, Manchester United has already said they want Harry Kane, and Harry Kane should go on and submit in a request to the club Tottenham Hotspur and tell them I need to leave the club, and Manchester United will definitely start from there, and that is how things will definitely go for the club Manchester United and Harry Kane. Let me hope everything is going to go on quite well for this transfer, as very many people have been interested in this transfer. And we're most likely going to be seeing Harry Kane moving to the club Manchester United, as Manchester United has rekindled this transfer. You'll be remembered that before Manchester United tried to get him to make sure that they can seal the deal even when the transfer window began. Before the transfer window began, Manchester United had already got plans of getting Harry Kane, making him sign the contract, everything, make it a done deal, because Manchester United definitely wants Harry Kane so bad. But Tottenham Hotspur was not so much into that. However, Harry Kane has been always positive to a move to the club Manchester United, but he's got a bit of conflicting loyalties with him being a legend at Tottenham Hotspur. He's leaving Tottenham Hotspur as something quite a little bit maybe a little bit bad to him, but he also needs to see playing for a club Manchester United is also a great thing, even much better than Tottenham Hotspur. So let's wait and see where all this definitely takes us, but right about now that's what we had for Harry Kane, and we're definitely going to be talking about Mason Greenwood, and then is it Mason Greenwood? Yeah, we're talking about Mason Greenwood, then also escalating to Declan Rice and the rest. So talking about Mason Greenwood is definitely out of where he was kept. He wasn't in prison, but he definitely was out for something like 17 months. And Mason Greenwood has been having the urge to play for the club Manchester United. Ever since he left Manchester United 17 months ago, he's had a few things that haven't gone on quite well with him, with quite a lot of people, sports analysts, everybody talking about Mason Greenwood, about his potential failure to. Anyway, they were saying that he could possibly not be playing football in England anymore, or he could definitely be going to jail for quite a long period of time, 10 years or plus, 10 years plus. But things have definitely been going on quite well for Mason Greenwood. And after the judge said that Mason Greenwood has been proved innocent, things have been falling in place for Mason Greenwood. And right about now as we speak, he's been in personal training, and he's tried to make sure that he can make a comeback to the football world. And Manchester United is definitely very happy to have Mason Greenwood. But the question is, the big question is, will Mason Greenwood perform when he comes back to the club Manchester United? Manchester United had a very big plan for Mason Greenwood at first, but things have definitely changed. They are no longer the way they used to be. They are no longer what the original plan for Mason Greenwood after he was released, after all charges were acquitted of him. Mason Greenwood had Manchester United had a big plan for him. Manchester United had said they are definitely going to be loaning Mason Greenwood to yet another football club, and they can see how much he is playing, how good he's playing, how good he is. He might have lost it when he's been away for the last 17 months. But we have to put in consideration that Mason Greenwood is only 21 years, and being 21 years, he's still very, very young. So it happens that plan has been dropped, and Mason Greenwood is not going on loan. And why is this so? It is said from inside sources that Manchester United had a few sessions with Mason Greenwood and also seen him in his personal training, and he's been playing quite well, brilliantly, and they realized how much they have missed Mason Greenwood, and it could be a possible solution for what is a forward crisis, a striker crisis at the club Manchester United. And right about now, Mason Greenwood, we can say, could be a Manchester United player again in the first team, as Erik ten Hag is looking to giving him first team football. Anyway, let's wait and see what eventually transpires with the Mason Greenwood transfer to the club. Not even transfer, but the comeback, the super comeback of Mason Greenwood to the club Manchester United. Let's get to yet another football player. We need to talk about Declan Rice. We're talking about Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a very good football player, I must say. Declan Rice is an English professional football player who is 24 years of age and has been playing as a defensive midfielder for Premier League club West Ham, and also plays for the English national team. It will be remembered that Declan Rice has been linked to quite a big number of clubs. He's been linked to Arsenal, he's been linked to Liverpool, but the Liverpool links are not that big, but he's also been linked to Chelsea. But the latest that we're getting from Declan Rice, there is a swoop that Manchester United wants to make. However, before we talk about that, the deal that Manchester United wants to make with West Ham, so that Declan Rice can be a done deal, we need also to see who is in this race. The latest football club that is in the race of Declan Rice is Manchester City. Manchester City have come out and said they're going to be submitting a bid for Declan Rice. Where does this leave Manchester United? Manchester United definitely has a better deal for Declan Rice. Manchester United has a better deal and way better deal for Declan Rice. Simply because Manchester United and we had the bid for Declan Rice and it was rejected. And right about now, United is not looking at giving up. And also Arsenal had a bid for Declan Rice. But United's bid for Declan Rice, it was rejected. It was too low. Even it was at the beginning of the transfers. It was too low. But West Ham are saying they definitely need £120 million for Declan Rice. And you'll be remembered that the club Arsenal had to put in, at first they put in £80 million for Declan Rice. And the second bid was £90 million for Declan Rice. All these bids were rejected by West Ham. West Ham saying that they comfortably need a £120 million for the football player. That's quite a lot of money, I must say. And Manchester United, I don't see Manchester United paying that amount of money, but I see Manchester United going into a bidding war with Manchester City and Arsenal. But I don't see any club paying £120 million for Declan Rice. But right about now, as we speak, it is already known that Declan Rice is not £90 million. He is definitely more than £90 million. The fact that Arsenal submitted a £90 million and it was rejected there and then, definitely that shows you that West Ham is not going for anything lower than anything below £19 million. And also, you will remember that Arsenal has been preparing a bid of £100 million for the West Ham defensive midfielder. And the fact they are preparing £100 million for Declan Rice, then Manchester United should be in a position of, if Manchester United needs the football player, then they should be preparing £105 million for Declan Rice. Because the fact that Man City has also come in this transfer, Man City already is aware, Manchester City is aware that Arsenal is preparing a bid of £100 million. And Manchester City is also going to be bidding on Declan Rice. And we could be seeing Manchester City giving in £105 million. And if he gives in £105 million, then Manchester United could definitely also go for a bidding war, which could be leading to something like £110 million. But I don't see any football club that is going to exceed £110 million. With the fact that Newcastle United has already backed off because the prices of Declan Rice are quite a lot. Newcastle United backed off and Liverpool backed off, and the three parties that are in this transfer right about now, with Bayern also backing off completely. There is Manchester United, there is Manchester City and Arsenal. Whom do you think is going to end up with Declan Rice? Let us know your prediction about where Declan Rice is going to be going. But Manchester United is definitely preparing a swoop deal. Manchester United is preparing a very good deal, and I think in all this, Manchester United is going to win this, because when you look at what Manchester United is preparing, it is a double for one. Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire are the football players that want to be exchanged for Declan Rice. So looking at Scott McTominay, he's worth quite a lot of money, and also looking at Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire could be around £30 million right about now as we speak, and Scott McTominay a bit more. So with also Manchester United can give them the two football players and maybe possibly add a bit of money. I'm not so sure about that, but Manchester United is preparing to do that. Manchester United is preparing to send off 2 football players for 1. Let's wait and see. That deal seems very nice, as very many people have not been so sure about Harry Maguire. Very many people have not been very sure about Harry Maguire's presence in the club. Manchester United, and I think that would do a lot of fans quite good. We could definitely be seeing quite a big number of fans are very happy about this. Let us know what you definitely think about Declan Rice getting a swoop deal, a double deal for 1 with Manchester United. Let's get to yet another football player that we are talking about. We're talking about Randal Kolo Muani. So this young gentleman, he's a very good one, and the fact that Manchester United has been looking for a striker like him, definitely that shows you how Randal Kolo Muani can be, is definitely most likely going to be ending up as a football player at Manchester United. 24 years of age. Don't be fooled. He's 24 years of age. He looks very young, doesn't he? But 24 years of age. So Randal Kolo Muani is a French professional football player who plays as a forward for Bundesliga club in Frankfurt, and also the French national team. He's been playing quite a long period of time, and his statistics definitely show you how good a football player he definitely is. So when he's been given opportunity to play, he's definitely always scored a number of goals. Season 2023 in the Bundesliga, he scored 15 goals in 32 appearances. Definitely that's been quite good. In the DFB Pokal, he's managed to score 6 goals in 6 appearances, and that is definitely quite good. So Manchester United is looking for a superstar like him, and we could possibly be seeing him move to the club Manchester United. United are prepared to making sure that they can have the youngster, and right about now as we speak, Manchester United has already had a few talks with the star, with the young football player, with the likes of Bayern Munich, trying to make sure that they can get the football player, trying to make sure that they can get Randal Kolo Muani. So let's see who will take him, but by the look of things, Manchester United is in a better position. So 80, something like 98 million pound, that is what is regarded to be a transfer fee for this gentleman. For some reason, I'm getting it in dollars, $98 million. I always give it to you in pounds. But I don't know why Manchester Evening News is giving it in dollars. It should be in pounds. Anyway, let's definitely hope that this will definitely go on quite well with the 24-year-old, and things will definitely be moving on quite well for the club Manchester United if they get this youngster, because he is promising and he's scored quite a number of goals, and possibly when he crosses over to the club Manchester United, we could definitely be seeing him scoring even much more goals. Let's get the party going now. Talking about Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen is yet another superstar that we are going to be talking about. Victor Osimhen is a Nigerian professional football player and also plays for Napoli. And he's been playing for Napoli for quite a long period of time. And right about now, I can confirm to you that he's already submitted to Napoli a request to leave. He said that he definitely does not want to remain at Napoli. He's looking to a move away from Napoli. It will be remembered that Paris Saint-Germain, which has had the likes of Lionel Messi, the likes of Kylian Mbappé are still there. Messi has left with Neymar linked to quite a big number of clubs, and he was linked to Manchester United before, but the chances of him coming to Manchester United are quite low. We can't rule Neymar's deal out, but the chances of coming to Manchester United as a football player is definitely low. The chances are low. So, talking about Victor Osimhen, Victor Osimhen has been linked to Paris Saint-Germain, and Paris Saint-Germain is definitely very interested in signing him. But what is interesting, he's turned down the offer. He's turned down the offer from Paris Saint-Germain. He doesn't want to play for Paris Saint-Germain. He said his focus is in the Premier League, and only Premier League clubs can definitely have him. And that's something a bit challenging for clubs in Europe. And in the Premier League, he's been linked to quite 2 big football clubs, and that is Manchester United and Chelsea. We could be seeing a bidding war with Chelsea. Manchester United are trying to make sure that they can get the football player. Manchester United definitely will make sure that everything goes on quite well for them. If they definitely get the football player, then that will go on as planned for them. But as we're speaking, Victor Osimhen is trying to make sure he can get a move to the Premier League. He wants to play in the Premier League, and Manchester United are in a better position of signing the player. As you already know, that Chelsea has got quite FFP rules, a lot of FFP rules, but with Chelsea trying to shift over 6 players to Saudi Arabia to make sure they can clean their money and be at good terms with FFP rules. We could possibly see them taking the football player, and that's where Manchester United needs to act fast and get him. I mean, Victor Osimhen is definitely a very good football player and is known for his elite finishing and also athleticism and record finishing. He's definitely scored quite a big number of goals. 31 goals across all competitions for Napoli. If he brings that to the club Manchester United, then the third section of Manchester United could definitely be sorted. Then, having talked about him, let's talk about Kylian Mbappé. Mbappe's move to the club Manchester United could be an imminent one. There is a big possibility that Manchester United will be going for Kylian Mbappé. Right about now, talking about Kylian Mbappé, why are we saying Kylian Mbappé could be heading for Manchester United? The Manchester United, the ownership of Manchester United has not 100% been decided, but it is said that Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani is the current owner of Manchester United, though it hasn't been announced just as yet. But it is reportedly said that the current owner, the new owners of Manchester United, the new owner of Manchester United is Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani, who is reportedly to be with quite good links with the club Paris Saint-Germain. And it is said that once Manchester United is fully under the hands of Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani, then that definitely will bring the chances of Kylian Mbappé to Manchester United on a rise. And we are definitely, we are most likely going to be seeing Kylian Mbappé making a wonderful move to the club Manchester United due to the ownership. It will be remembered that with the ownership, there has been two football fanatics, there have been two football lovers, two football fans, and also businessmen who have been making sure they can have Manchester United. One of them being the Ineos billionaire, and that is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who had a bid of £5 billion and also said that he will be putting in something like £500,000, putting in £500 to make sure that the club can be somewhat debt-free. It will be remembered that £1 billion is what Manchester United has in debt right about now, and also the other one is Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad, and Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani also came out and said that he is definitely going, his bid was 5.5 billion, and it is a full takeover. Having said that, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, it's a partial takeover and with a possibility of buying out the Glazers in the near future. But with the Qatari banker, with the Saudi banker, Qatari banker Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani, it will be remembered that he is up to a full buy of the club with £5.5 billion for the club, with the Glazers saying they need £6 billion. He's managed to say he will be giving out £5.5 billion to the Glazers to take over the control of Manchester United. And once that is done, definitely he will be clearing the wages of Manchester United, not the wages, the debt that is £1 billion. Totally will make the club a debt-free club. And after doing that, he will also have a separate amount of money, big amount of money to work with the environment of Manchester United, with the neighboring Manchester United developing it, everything like that. And that is something that is quite great. And as it stands, Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani is the current owner from different sources. It is not yet 100% confirmed, but from inside sources, that is what we are getting. But again, looking at him and his links with the club Paris Saint-Germain, that's why we are saying that Kylian Mbappé could most likely be ending up at the club Manchester United, with Kylian Mbappé already writing to Paris Saint-Germain that he is not going to be part of Paris Saint-Germain come the season that will come after this one. And having written to Paris Saint-Germain, that definitely means that he would be leaving as a free agent. And that definitely leaves a little bit of things in there, trying to think if he is going to leave as a free agent and Paris Saint-Germain leaves him to go as a free agent, then definitely that shows that they are trying not to pay quite a lot of money for him, but the transfer can definitely go on for the club Manchester United. That is how you definitely need to think. Anyway, let's get to yet another football player. Let's talk about Rasmus Højlund. And Rasmus Højlund has had a few links with the club Manchester United, and the football player is very interested in a move to Manchester United. You will remember that Rasmus Højlund has asked the club Manchester United to seal the deal. The Danish football player who plays as a forward for Serie A club Atalanta and also the Denmark national team has requested Atalanta to make sure that he can definitely leave the club. He's already saying that he will be a very big impact for the club Manchester United, because he can see himself scoring quite a big number of goals for the club Manchester United. You will be remembered that Rio Ferdinand, who is a legend at the club Manchester United, came out and said his dream signing for Manchester United is the 20-year-old Rasmus Højlund. And who is yours? And let's wait and see, as Manchester United are in good terms with Atalanta and trying to make sure that everything goes on quite well or as planned for the club Manchester United, and for Rasmus Højlund's deal to the club Manchester United. Let's get to yet another football player. And whom are we talking about? The last man on the list, isn't it? We've talked about Harry Kane. We've talked about Greenwood, Declan Rice, Randal, Kolo, Muani, Victor Osimhen, Mbappé, Rasmus Højlund. And right about now, let's talk about Mason Mount. Mason Mount is definitely making the news, and Manchester United is definitely in the best of positions right about now with the football player Mason Mount's transfer. Let's get the party started, and we're definitely going to be seeing a few things. So, let's see what the Sun has been saying. Manchester United's positive on Mount's transfer with Chelsea set to slash price after confirms that he won't be signing a new contract. Anyway, so you will remember that Mason Mount has already told Chelsea that there is no deal whatsoever for him to sign a new contract with them. He's looking for a move. He's been quite there. He's had low pay, £80,000 per week. That's quite low amount of money for him. Paying him that amount of money is something that is not good. That has been quite low, and he's looking for a move away from the club Chelsea. And right about now, he's written to Chelsea, told them, I'm not staying at this club whatsoever. I'm definitely leaving. And where is he going to? Manchester United. He's definitely going to Manchester United. So the club Manchester United has already had a few bids rejected for the football player, but Manchester United is still in good shape to sign the football player. You will be remembered that Mason Mount had a lot of things to say about the club Chelsea, and because Chelsea definitely has raised him ever since he was young. But also, we need to put in consideration that there are a few factors that are definitely leading to this transfer. And one sorry. Sorry. So one of the reasons as to why Mason Mount has been linked to the club Manchester United is Erik ten Hag has always wanted Mason Mount. Mason Mount has been always admired by Erik ten Hag for quite a long period of time. And right about now as we speak, Mason Mount could be heading to the club Manchester United. Erik ten Hag wanted to sign Mason Mount when he was at Ajax Amsterdam, but things didn't go on quite well for him. But right about now, he's still in good position of signing him, with Manchester United definitely putting in a few bids, and also Mason Mount telling off the football player. Definitely that is quite good. You'll be remembered that Manchester United had an initial bid of £40 million, and that was rejected by the club Chelsea. And also Manchester United had another bid of close to £50 million, with £44 million and also £5 million on add-ons, and that was also rejected with immediate effect. But Manchester United definitely is not backing off on Mason Mount, and Mason Mount is looking at making sure that he can make a move to the club Manchester United himself, but also Manchester United is not sitting down. It is said that Chelsea want approximately right about now they want from £60 million to £65 million, and before they said they only needed £70 million. But the fact that they have gone down in terms of price, definitely that is quite good, and we are most likely going to be seeing Mason Mount signing for the club Manchester United. Hello everyone, thank you for being part, and thank you for having me right here. And I must say thank you and goodbye. It's been this show. It's been the Imminent and Done Deals right over here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu KALS-The. Thank you and goodbye for now.